Day 21. Find out.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
I was hoping to find out more about his teaching style and his availability.
When we got to the station, we found out that we had booked tickets for the wrong day.
The application process is pretty slow for this university. I'll have to wait a couple more weeks to find out whether I've gotten in or not.
Find out.
요약.
1. I like you a lot, but we should find out more about each other before getting married.
Let's find out almost everything there is to know about Blackpink.
2. I just found out that he has been lying to me about his age.
Let's find out what's playing at the movie theater.
You will be surprised to find out how they first met. It was actually at a club in Itaewon, and she was the bartender.
I'm curious to find out if the couple on The Bachelor will actually get married.
I should check my email to find out whether the workshop has been pushed back or not. Small talk. 1.
Excuse me, I went to the gym yesterday and only then found out that it was closed for cleaning. Shouldn't there have been advance notice? It really ruined my plans for the day.
I'm sorry about the inconvenience. However, an announcement about the gym closure was made last week on the Mapo District app. Do you happen to have that on your phone? 2.
How may I help you?
I actually got in a little fender bender yesterday, so I wanted to find out how much it would cost to get my car fixed. 3.
Have you heard that Sarah and Tom are a thing now? I really want to find out how they hit it off.
Really? I always thought they'd make a great couple. I heard they both went out clubbing in Itaewon last weekend. Maybe something happened there. Cases in point.
Hey guys, so have we decided what we're going to eat tomorrow night?
There's this Italian restaurant in Jongno that I'm curious about, but I don't see any of their dishes listed on Naver. I guess I'll have to call them to find out what's on their menu.
Perfect. I've been craving Italian food for the past few days.
Get this. I just called to check, and they said everything is 20% off for the next 2 days. Day 22. Fit in. Fit in with.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
It's a nice tie, but it doesn't really fit in with my brother's collection.
I can't believe I stayed at that workplace for 2 whole years. I never truly felt like I fit in.
Buying an SUV doesn't fit in with my lifestyle because I don't often have passengers, and I don't get out and do outdoor activities very much.
I think this is a space for compact cars. Do you really think you have enough space to fit in? Fit in. Fit in with.
요약.
1.
I'm afraid the red cushion stands out because red doesn't fit in with the living room's calm vibe.
2. Back in middle school, I always had trouble fitting in early on in the semester. 3.
I bought way too many souvenirs. I don't think I can fit all this stuff in my suitcase.
I have been too busy to fit a workout in. I have been too busy to fit a workout in my schedule. Small talk. 1.
Did you hear Samantha is leaving? She already turned in her resignation.
It's no surprise she's leaving. I actually saw this coming. She never really fit in, after all. 2.
Then I would recommend this Danish leather couch. As an added bonus, it's actually on sale for 15% off this week only.
I know you can't go wrong with Danish craftsmanship when it comes to furniture, but I'm afraid a leather couch wouldn't fit in with the cozy vibe I'm going for at my place. 3.
I'd really like to see Dr. Thompson about my knee before the marathon next month. Are there any openings available?
She's been quite busy, but let me check her schedule to see when she can fit you in. I understand it is important for you to be in good shape for the race. Cases in point. Playing golf isn't really for me. For some reason, I just can't get into it. I think of it as a game, not a sport. Working in sales, though, I had to take up golf just to fit in. Honestly, I dread waking up early on Saturday mornings. But it is what it is. Actually, for me, playing golf is not an option, but a means for networking. I suppose I should be grateful that I can network outdoors, where it's easy to talk and get some fresh air. But I just wish I enjoyed golf a bit more. Day 23. Get around. 1.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Now that I got a new bike, I can easily get around the neighborhood.
My grandpa is 91, but he still gets around well.
Word got around fast about the arrival of Taylor Swift, and she was met at the airport by hundreds of eager fans.
Get around. 1.
요약.
1. As a digital nomad, Sarah gets around by hopping from one country to another. 2.
Mobility devices allow disabled individuals to get around independently.
3. Word got around the office that Nick was getting married. Small talk. 1.
Can you believe how difficult it is to find parking near the office lately? I'm considering ditching my car altogether and using a bike to get around.
Really? That's not a bad idea. I got 3 parking tickets last month. You might save some money, too. 2. Hey, Derek, why don't we meet at the new mall downtown for dinner?
Last time I went there, I had trouble getting around the narrow aisles in my wheelchair. Could we try a place with better accessibility?
3.
I heard Samantha blabbed about the surprise party to everyone.
Now it's definitely going to get around to Peter and spoil his surprise. Cases in point.
Hey, Gian, how was Bali? How did you get around on the island?
You won't believe what happened. We had a lot of taxi drama. Most of the taxi drivers there have become so spoiled trying to rip off tourists.
Really?
Yeah, this taxi driver yelled at my husband for not tipping. I was so angry. I was ready to call the police. But thankfully, the locals stepped in and talked me out of it.
That sounds awful.
Yeah, those unpleasant experiences with the taxis ruined our entire trip. Day 24. Get around. 2.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
My mom is in her late 70s, but she still gets around more than I do. She's always attending and volunteering at community events. I really admire that.
Kevin, how's the new job?
Busy. I'm on the sales team and we get around to some kind of social function 5 nights a week.
Don't even think of trying to get around paying taxes. You would never get away with it.
You can't just relax and stop learning as an engineer. There's no getting around the continuous professional development to keep up with new technology.
Some companies are always looking for loopholes to get around the law.
There's no getting around getting older. It happens to us all.
Get around. 2.
요약,
1.
Listen to this. Monday, I was on the golf course. Tuesday, I was in Busan for a conference. Wednesday, I was back in Seoul for multiple dinner gatherings. Then, tomorrow, I'm flying out to New York for more meetings.
Wow, you certainly get around. 2.
Some mornings, I really don't feel like cleaning, so I get around doing the dishes by pretending I'm late. I leave them by the sink for my wife to do and quietly head out to work. I know that makes me kind of a jerk.
3. There's no getting around the fact that buying a house is expensive. Small talk. 1.
Have you seen Nick lately?
Oh yeah, he's been out every night this week. He certainly gets around. 2. Jeff, you keep sending me these New York Times articles. They have a paywall. Do you subscribe to them?
Oh, I use an app that allows me to get around paywalls. Here's the link. Check it out.
3.
The prices of everything keep going up lately. Even jjajangmyeon.
That's for sure. There's no getting around inflation. Cases in point.
I've been feeling this discomfort in my stomach for weeks now.
That doesn't sound good. Have you seen a doctor?
I've been trying to ignore the pain for over a month now, but there's no getting around it. I guess I do need to see one.
You're right, Mark. It's better to get it checked out sooner rather than later.
I know. I've been putting it off, but I just can't ignore it any longer.
I'll give you a ride if you need it.
Thanks. I appreciate it. I guess I need to take better care of myself.
Day 25. Get around to.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
I finally got around to changing the oil in my car. It was starting to make strange noises. Please stop nagging me. I already said I'll take out the garbage. I'll get around to it when I have time.
This isn't something you can just get around to. That leaking pipe needs fixing today. Get around to.
요약,
Don't you think it's about time you got around to cleaning your room?
Do you think you can get around to ordering the Christmas cards this week? Or should I just go ahead and order them myself? Hey, do you remember when the Monet exhibit is over? We've been wanting to go see it for weeks.
I'm not exactly sure of the date, but there must not be much time left. We should get around to seeing it before it's too late. Small talk. 1.
Did you get around to it yet? I mean, putting up the photos we took of our new cookies.
I completely forgot. I swear I'll do it today. I don't know where my mind is these days. 2.
I finally got around to filing my taxes this week. It feels really nice to have gotten it over with.
That's great. How much do you have to pay in taxes, by the way? Are you getting a refund or anything? 3.
I have been meaning to go to the dentist for a checkup for, the last 9 months, but I just haven't gotten around to it.
No way. You should take better care of your teeth. If you don't go to the dentist regularly, you're going to have even bigger problems later. Cases in point.
Last week, I was getting in my car and I dropped my apartment key card somewhere beneath my driver's seat, where I can't reach it. I haven't had my car washed for months, so the inside is a bit of a mess, making it even harder to find the card. Now I have all the reason to take my car to the car wash, but still I haven't gotten around to it. Every time I think about doing it, something else comes up at work, or I just put it off for another day. Okay, I'm making a promise to myself to get it done this weekend. No more excuses.
Day 26. Get away with.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
We chased the birds off, but not before they got away with half our food.
The twins swapped classes at least once a week. It was a fun game they played, and they always got away with it. You can't get away with not doing your homework once you get to high school. Get away with.
요약.
1.
I found the wallet that I left in the park, but someone had already gotten away with the cash that was in it.
2. I got away with parking in front of my building for months, but this month I've received 6 parking tickets. I guess I should find somewhere else to park.
Sam still owes me money too.
Well, we can't let him get away with not paying us back. Small talk. 1.
Are you sure you can get away with it? I tried copying sentences from the internet before too, and Mr. Harrison figured it out.
Really? Maybe I underestimated him. Thanks for the heads up. 2.
Now that I'm older, I can't get away with eating just before going to bed. That's a good way to pack on the pounds.
I couldn't agree with you more on that. Metabolism slows down with age. That's why I never eat anything before going to sleep. I don't even drink water. 3.
I don't understand how Tom gets away with arriving late to work every day.
Yeah, it's like nobody even notices. Maybe it's because he leads the company in sales. Cases in point. 1. Clothing tags often say you need to dry clean wool and silk garments. But more often than not, you can get away with hand washing. By the way, you might want to think about buying a steam closet. That would help to keep your clothes in mint condition and even sanitize them. On top of that, a steam closet would save you trips to the dry cleaner. There are different types of steam closets available, so you should check them out at department stores. 2.
I really hated doing self-introductions at the beginning of a new semester. Once, however, it was my turn to speak. I only said my name before somebody accidentally fell out of their chair. Everyone was distracted, and when people finished laughing, they moved on to the next person's introduction. I was glad I got away with not saying anything but my name.
Day 27. Get by.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Can I get by, please? Can I get past, please?
Oh, sure. Let me just move these boxes out of the way.
We're just getting by and don't have any money to spare.
He was so helpful. I couldn't get by without him. I don't think we need to buy a new car. We've had this one for 15 years, but it's still in good shape. I think we can continue to get by with it unless it completely breaks down. Get by.
요약.
1.
There is enough room here for a car to get by.
2. Most households can't get by on a single salary. 3.
You can get by with a bicycle until you can afford a car.
Small talk. 1.
Can you move your chair a bit? There's not enough room for me to get to the window.
Oh, sure. Let me scoot over. Is that better? Now you should have enough space to get by. 2.
How have you been? Is your new job as a taxi driver coming along well?
It's not bad, but I'm just barely making enough to get by. 3.
How can you get by on less than 5 hours of sleep a day?
I'm only 3 weeks away from taking the test. What else can I do? I need the extra time to study. Cases in point.
How is life treating you in Seoul?
Well, it's going all right. I consider myself lucky that I got the chance to live in a vibrant city like Seoul.
You sound like you are quite happy living here. There must be some things that bother you, though, right?
Not really. I'm satisfied overall. I can't complain.
I'm pretty impressed with your Korean as well. It's good enough to get by on your own in the city. That must have helped a lot.
Thank you for saying so. I still feel like my Korean could use some work, though. Day 28. Get into. 1.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Employees can't get into the building without their company ID card.
I tried to get into the Google Docs folder this morning, but I couldn't.
Make sure your brother doesn't get into the chocolate chip cookies. He'll be up all night.
Get into. 1.
요약.
1. I couldn't get into my dream university even on my second attempt. 2.
It took me 10 minutes just to figure out how to get into the building.
3. I can't get into the folder because it's password protected. 4.
We had to take Minsu to the emergency room because he got into the medicine cabinet.
Small talk. 1.
It's been a while since we talked. Did you get into the school you were aiming for?
No, I couldn't get in. I had to take the SAT again, and I still didn't get a high enough score, even though it was the second time. 2.
Good evening. I just wanted to let you know I tried, but couldn't get into the Google document. Would you mind going over the directions again with me? It seems like I missed something.
My bad. I just forgot to give you access, so let me do that right now. Okay, you should be able to get into it now. Give it a try. 3.
What are those papers you're looking at?
One of our neighbor's cats got into our yard and stepped on a nail. They had to take him to the vet, and now they're demanding that we reimburse them, but the amount is ridiculous. Cases in point. I woke up one morning and saw that I had at least 20 messages on my phone from family and friends. They were asking me why I posted weird pictures on my Instagram account. Obviously, I had no idea what they were talking about. When I tried to get into my account, though, I realized that my password had been changed. Once everyone knew I had been hacked and it wasn't me, I felt a little better. But then I realized that I could no longer access about 5 years' worth of photos, and that was a terrible feeling. Day 29. Get into. 2.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
I recently got into collecting records.
I got into photography last year, and it has become a fun hobby for me.
I can't get into this book I am reading.
French cinema sounds fascinating, but I just can't get into it. It's such a shame because I find the French culture so charming. My husband and I always get into it over silly things. Last time we fought over who would wash the cat.
During the soccer match, 2 players got into it over a foul, causing the referee to stop the game and separate them.
Let's not get into politics over lunch. Everyone will get indigestion. Get into. 2.
요약.
1.
I recently got into painting. It's something that I always wanted to do.
2. I tried watching the series you recommended, but I just couldn't get into it for some reason. 3.
Jake and I can't hang out without getting into it over who was better, Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant.
4. I don't want to get into our money problem in front of the kids. Can't we talk about it later? Small talk. 1.
Why hasn't Sarah been coming to our Friday movie nights?
She got into coding recently. She believes she's going to create a hit app, so she spends most of her evenings learning programming and developing her software ideas. 2.
I know he's your first boyfriend, but are you his first girlfriend? For some reason, I doubt it. He seems experienced.
I asked him about his relationship history, but he didn't really get into it. 3.
I heard that our supervisor and the boss started getting into it in the cafeteria. Do you have any idea why?
It was about the new office hours. The boss wants us to start earlier to better match the India office, but our supervisor didn't agree because many of us have long commutes. Cases in point.
This weekend, I finally had a little downtime, and I was looking forward to catching up on some reading. My wife, however, begged me to watch this new reality dating series with her. She knows I'm not a fan of reality TV, but she was adamant that I watch it with her, because she said that this show was different. I eventually agreed to give it a shot, but my expectations could not have been lower. To my surprise, I was wrong. I laughed, I cried, and found myself rooting for these strangers to find their true love. I got into it right away. So much so that I made my wife promise not to watch the next episode without me.
Day 30. Get over.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
When Josh was moving yesterday, he left the sofa in front of the door. It was such a hassle to get over it every time I went outside. I didn't realize how heavy the trash can was, and I couldn't get it all the way over the top of the dumpster. So the whole garbage can tipped backward, and the trash emptied out of the bags.
I had such a fear of needles that my brother and dad had to hold me down to get a flu shot. It took me a while to get over that fear.
I still can't get over the fact that I actually work at NASA.
I still can't get over how the government is treating foreign residents of this country. They're even thinking of excluding us from the national health insurance. Get over.
요약.
1.
I don't think my car will be able to get over that hill in this weather. Better take the long way around.
2. How to get over shyness and gain confidence.
You would make a really good salesperson if you could just get over your fear of talking to strangers.
3. I still can't get over the fact that we've finally broken the curse and won a championship. The last time this happened, I wasn't even born yet. 4. He said he was sorry, but I just can't seem to get over it. I can't stop thinking about the two of them together.
I can't get over how different the city looks since I last visited. They've gotten rid of so many beautiful historical buildings.
Small talk. 1.
I'm so glad I ran into you here. Is everything all right with you? How do you like living in Cheonan?
I am quite happy with my new neighborhood. By the way, I still can't get over how good your bread is. I will definitely drop by your bakery when I get a chance to visit Samgakji. 2. Jeff, let me tell you, I was just like you when I was starting out in sales. If you can't get over your fear of rejection, you'll never be successful.
Thanks for the advice. I know my fear of rejection is something I need to work on. I'm determined to overcome it and improve.
3.
Did you hear about the new restaurant downtown? Their cheapest dish is over 200,000 won. I still can't get over how pricey it is.
Really? That's outrageous. It's like these fancy places are more about status than actually serving good food. Still, I'm sure plenty of people are lining up to get a table and show off their status on Instagram. Cases in point. I'm pleased to tell you my personal brand, Me, will officially be launched next week. I still can't get over the fact that I've got my own clothing brand. Just pinch me, please. I can't thank you all enough for loving my clothes and everything I've come up with. This wouldn't have been possible without your support. To thank you, and to celebrate the launch of my brand, I have a small gift for everyone. 30% off everything in the store. You don't need a code. Everything's reduced on the website. We ship worldwide, and the sale ends on Sunday. Happy shopping, angels! Day 31. Get past.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Let's try and sneak out during lunchtime. Do you think we can get past the teacher?
I hate when people block the aisles in E-Mart with their carts. I want to get past, but I'm also too shy to say anything, so I just end up walking around to the other side.
I couldn't get past the part with the murder. I heard you got offered the new promotion, but haven't taken it yet. What's holding you up?
Well, I'd have to relocate if I accepted, and my mom's health is not that great. I just couldn't get past leaving her here on her own. Get past.
요약.
1.
The mail carrier can never get past our front gate because of our dog.
2. I couldn't get past the first episode of Breaking Bad because of how gross it was. 3. How did your blind date with Gary go? Do you think you'll end up seeing him again? Well, his personality was great, but I couldn't get past his laugh. I probably won't reach out, but I can see why he and your husband are so close. Small talk. 1.
I like the look of this cover. What is this book about? Is it a page-turner?
Not really. Honestly, it was so bad that I couldn't get past the first few pages. 2.
I'm clearly missing out on a great television series, but that first episode made me feel sick because it was so graphic. I can't watch The Walking Dead for the same reason. Is the rest of the series like this?
I couldn't get past the first episode either. Honestly, if the first episode was too much for you, the rest of the series might be challenging as well. It keeps that tone throughout. 3.
Did you end up buying that car you checked out last week?
No, I am still on the fence. The last owner was a smoker, and I can't get past the lingering smell. Cases in point.
I have a bit of an embarrassing story. Last week, I went to Costco for the first time, but I didn't know you need a membership to check out. So there I was at the checkout. I had all my groceries out on the belt, and the lady asked for my membership card. I was so confused, and people around me were all staring because the lines were so long. I just froze up for what seemed like forever. Anyways, I ended up just leaving my groceries at the checkout and walking out of the store. I had plans for all of the amazing food in that cart, but none of it actually got past the cash registers.
Day 32. Get something over with.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
I went straight into the Army after high school. I thought it would be better to just get it over with.
If you're going to yell at me, let's get it over with. I'm late for class.
I haven't gotten my teeth checked in years, so I'm really not looking forward to this dentist appointment. Then again, I just want to get it over with, so I finally don't have to worry anymore.
Get something over with.
요약.
I'm scared of hospitals, but I should be brave and get this surgery over with.
Don't be worried about getting a shot at the doctors. You can get it over with in 5 seconds. You must be so excited that your book is done.
I'm glad to have gotten it over with. Small talk. 1.
I'm just happy that I got the finals over with. This definitely calls for a party.
So, what's first? Where do we start? Picking out on barbecue, a karaoke marathon, or even an all-nighter in the clubs? 2. I'm just not sure. Is it really worth it to get the surgery? Can't I hold off on it for a bit longer? My knee doesn't even hurt that bad.
Mom, why are you dragging your feet? You're going to have to get it eventually, so just get it over with. The doctor said it's safe, period.
3.
So, you need to move to Busan for work? Have you mentioned it to your wife yet? Just get it over with. The more you delay, the harder it'll be. Not yet. I want to try and ease her into the idea first. I've got to warm her up to it, or she'll straight up refuse me.
Cases in point.
After turning 40, my sister had a routine colonoscopy. Her doctor found several precancerous polyps. Thankfully, she can get them treated now before they become cancer. Unfortunately, however, that meant I should also get a colonoscopy. Colon problems tend to run in families, you see. I actually wanted to put off this procedure. It seemed kind of scary, weird, and disgusting. The problem is that my mom is a nurse, so she nagged me about it every time we talked. So I just got it over with, and it turned out not to be a big deal at all. Nobody should be afraid of colonoscopies. Just get it over with.
Day 33. Get through.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
I don't think my SUV is small enough to get through the alley.
I am so tired after going out for drinks last night. I need some coffee to get through the afternoon. I don't think my point is getting through to you.
You want me to clean the bathroom. I get it.
It's not about the bathroom. It would just be nice if I didn't have to ask you to do it.
Can you help me with this couch? We need to get it through the door without scratching it.
Sure. How about we turn it sideways first? I think that will make it narrower and give us more room.
I know you are having a hard time with your studies. Maybe BTS's songs can get you through the rest of the semester.
Get through.
요약,
1. You'll need to use a compass to get through the dense forest.
I had a little trouble getting through customs at the airport. Apparently, you can't bring beef jerky into Korea.
What paperwork do I need to fill out to get my package through customs? 2.
My girlfriend had to work part-time, but she was determined to get through her final exams with flying colors.
Once you get through all the boring battle scenes, Les Miserables is a fantastic book.
I recommend this padded jacket. It will definitely get you through the winter.
The support of my family has gotten me through a lot in my life so far.
Good coworkers get me through difficult weeks at work.
3. I tried to get through to customer service, but I couldn't.
I can't get through to my daughter.
Small talk. 1.
How intense is this hike going to be?
Not too intense. Once we get through the boulder section, it's pretty gradual. 2.
I've been trying to call the New Balance store in Bukchon, but I can't seem to get through.
I told you, they don't take calls for some reason. Maybe they know they don't have to answer the phone to sell shoes. I had the same experience, and it was really frustrating. 3. You seem to be taking exercise seriously. Can I ask what is really motivating you?
Sometimes I picture myself showing up at the swimming pool looking bulky. That helps to get me through this intense workout a little bit.
Cases in point.
Did you already sign up for your marathon?
Yes, marathons are getting pretty popular. I think I signed up like 4 months ago. I mean, I had to get a spot.
And do you think you're ready for it? Are you sure you can finish the whole 42.195 kilometers?
Well, I did a 30-kilometer training run on Saturday, and that was pretty hard to get through. I took several breaks. I'll need to keep training as much as possible.
That sounds intense. Remember to take enough time to rest, too, so you don't end up hurting yourself.
I am thinking a lot about my nutrition and rest. Also, I've been doing yoga on rest days to manage my soreness. Day 34. Give away.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
You're going to give this away? I think you could sell it.
Don't give away your work for free. You should charge people for what you do.
He tried to pretend he hadn't been drinking, but his breath gave him away.
Give away.
요약,
1. I can't believe how cheap this tteokbokki is. They could charge double the price. They're practically giving it away for free. 2.
How did you know the old lady was the killer?
The opening scene when she talked to the police was a dead giveaway to me. Small talk. 1.
Apparently, they are giving away tote bags this afternoon at Beaker in Seongsu. Let's head over to the store right now.
You can go. I have way too many tote bags as it is, and I don't even use them. 2.
Looks like you've got too many clothes you haven't even worn. Maybe you could just give them away.
I wish I could, but they are all out of fashion. I can't even give them away. 3.
Hey, did you tell your wife that we were gambling at the horse track last Saturday? I thought we agreed to say that we went hiking. I tried, but I am a terrible liar. I can never make eye contact with my wife, and that gives me away.
Cases in point.
Last Friday, I went to a dinner party at Sam's house in Hongdae. On our way home, we noticed people lining up outside the clubs. It was about the time that college students normally start partying. My friend Lee said, "Hey guys, why don't we go in and dance? It's not that late." My other friend, Max, responded, "Lee, they wouldn't even let you in. You're too old. Your fashion gives you away." We all laughed, even Lee, because he had to acknowledge that it was true.
Day 35. Go along with.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
When I visit my hairdresser, he always wants me to try some new style that I'm not interested in. I need to insist more on what I want, because whenever I go along with him, I end up unhappy with my haircut.
I didn't really agree with the restaurant choice, but I just went along with it because my coworkers wanted to go. Go along with.
요약.
1.
When I take my trash out, my dog always goes along with me.
2. Let's just go along with the group's decision to hike the shorter trail, since everyone seems up for an easy day.
Do you really think this idea is going to work? I have my doubts.
So do I, but the manager and team leader love it. Let's just go along with it for now. Small talk. 1.
You seem like an easygoing person. I've never seen you say no to anything.
That's pretty true. Most of the time, I just go along with what others want. It's a different story with food, though. I'm a bit of a picky eater. 2.
My wife really wanted to go shopping this weekend, and I didn't feel like starting a fight. So you just went along with it? I hope you got to choose where to get dinner at least.
3.
It might be hard to get everyone to go along with changing the lunch hour. These people are set in their routines.
Yeah, I get it. There's nothing we can do now, though. I just hope no one quits over it. Cases in point. Last week after Pilates, the teacher suggested drinks, and a classmate recommended the new Amberjack place near Gongdeok Station. Everyone was excited, so I went along with it. The thing is, I really can't stand raw fish. The smell and texture are just too much for me. I didn't want to spoil the mood, so I ended up eating one of the worst meals I've ever had, pretending to enjoy it. Next time, I should probably just bring up that I hate raw fish and see what happens. Day 36. Go by.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
If you're going by the office, you should come up and say hi. If you're walking by the office, you should come up and say hi.
The tour bus goes by Hungin-Jimun Gate and Namdaemun Market.
I need to go by the embassy to renew my passport. It's already 8:50? Time goes by so fast. We have to be out of this meeting room by 9.
Why don't we continue this meeting at a nearby cafe then?
There's this guy, Mike, who goes by StarCraft Moose online. He's a huge StarCraft fan from Canada. Maybe you guys can meet up while you're traveling in Canada.
Go by.
요약,
1. I was going by Shinsege department store when a nice-looking bag caught my eye. I decided to go in and check it out. 2.
I think I'll go by a duty-free shop. Do you want me to get you anything?
3. I feel like time goes by faster when I'm busy. 4.
My name's Randall, but I go by Randy.
Small talk. 1.
I was going by that dumpling shop you like, but they sold out and closed for the day.
Really? Does that mean you can't bring home any dumplings tonight? 2. It's getting late. You should get ready for bed. Don't forget to set your alarm. Oh no! Tomorrow is Monday already? I can't believe how fast this 3-day weekend went by. 3. Hello, you must be our new Korean neighbors. I'm Samantha, and this is my husband, Jeff. But he goes by Bubba to most people around here.
It's nice to meet you guys. We are having a housewarming party next week, and I hope you both will come.
Cases in point.
You'll never believe what happened at work today. I finally got my revenge. I was coming out of a meeting and I heard someone yell, "Hey, donkey lips!" I froze and slowly turned around only to see Barry Simmons. We went to high school together and he was the one who started calling me donkey lips in school. I hated it. I walked right up to him and handed him my business card and said, "Hey, Barry. Glad to have you on the team. I go by Director of Operations now."
Day 37. Go into. 1.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Don't go into the basement. It's being remodeled.
I asked my grandma what goes into this soup.
You should go into the interview looking composed and confident.
I'd like to say as little as possible here because the film is best when you go into it cold. I will try and talk my husband out of buying a luxury car. He would have to go into debt to do it, and he only recently paid off his student loans.
I can't go into too much detail about it right now, but I'm working on an exciting project. I can't go into many details about it right now, but I'm working on an exciting project.
Go into. 1.
요약,
1. We went into the Amazon jungle to visit a local indigenous community. 2.
Let's go into the meeting open-minded.
3. Make sure you try to stay calm as you go into labor.
Plants can go into shock and lose some leaves after being moved to a new location.
The new Netflix series goes into production in September.
The new rule goes into effect next month.
4. We can't go into details until the design is finalized, but it's roughly the same as the previous model. Small talk. 1.
I heard a new Mission Impossible movie is going into production.
Another one? Isn't Tom Cruise like 60 years old now? 2. Good morning, Tom. I heard you got into it with the boss at dinner last night. What happened?
Pam, I can't go into what happened last night.
3. When we talk to her lawyer, we shouldn't try to be too greedy. That can make this divorce drag on for months.
I agree. We both want to go into this with an attitude of cooperation.
Cases in point. My friend Sally is an adventurous person with a severe shellfish allergy. I remember our first night out as friends in college. Unaware of her allergy, we went out for seafood. She didn't say anything at first. Later, she told us that she didn't want to seem picky because we all just met. After plates of clams, oysters, and crab were served, we were all enjoying the feast, except for Sally. A couple of us were putting bites of crab leg on her plate, but she looked uncomfortable. Finally, she said, I am severely allergic to shellfish. If I eat even a bite of it, I will go into anaphylactic shock. We took the food as far away from her as we could and decided to go for shellfishless dessert right away. Day 38. Go into. 2.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
Did Jenny quit the law firm?
Yeah, she went into baking a couple of years ago. She opened her bakery last year in Paju, and it's doing really well.
Before thinking about opening a cafe, I started out by experimenting with cooking videos online. My videos got really popular, and that made me confident enough to quit my old job and go into business for myself.
I can't believe you forgot. You have no idea how much went into planning this party. Go into. 2.
요약.
1.
My daughter wanted to go into modeling.
I'm interested in going into urban planning.
I always wanted to go into politics and make a difference in our community.
2. A lot goes into publishing a book. It's really a collaborative process.
I never realized how much goes into making perfume.
Small talk. 1.
I think I'd like to change careers. Firefighting is starting to get too physically demanding for me. Maybe you could go into coding. It didn't take me that long to establish myself.
2.
It took me more than half a year to finish this book, but I'm not really sure if readers will appreciate what went into it.
I wouldn't worry about it, sir. Even on the first page, the explanations and examples are far better than any other book I've seen. 3.
You can't imagine how much went into making this event happen. It took us months, not weeks, to put this together, and I'd like to thank the event planning head for all of her team's hard work.
I'm so grateful to have been part of it. Thank you again for the opportunity to speak. Cases in point. I've always had a fantasy of seeing my son become a doctor. To support him, I had to sacrifice a lot. To be sure, he was a great student and studied really hard. I thought we were on the same page. After being accepted to medical school, though, he looked really unhappy. He finally confessed that he actually wanted to go into art and become a webtoon illustrator. Can you imagine? Webtoons? I didn't take it well. It felt like all my sacrifices were for nothing. But you know what they say. There is no stopping a kid from pursuing his dream. Day 39. Go off.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
The fire alarm went off during dinner, and we panicked for a bit before realizing it was just a drill.
I had some really nice leftover steak, but I forgot about it and left it in the fridge for over a week. It went off, and I had to throw it away.
Just as I was finishing my laundry, the washing machine suddenly went off and wouldn't turn back on.
After we had a fight, he went off on his own to cool down. I don't know where he is. Maybe at a bar with friends.
The marathon went off pretty much without a hitch. There was just a minor delay at the start due to unexpected rain.
Go off.
요약.
1. My phone went off in the middle of the meeting. 2.
I was about to make a smoothie when I noticed the yogurt had gone off.
3. The water went off while I was taking a shower, and I had to rinse out the shampoo with bottled water. 4. Is Rachel going to be okay? She went off to check out some popular bars by herself, and she left her phone behind. 5.
The school play went off without a hitch. Every student remembered their lines perfectly.
Small talk. 1.
I forgot to silence my phone yesterday, and it went off in the middle of the movie. I was so embarrassed. It felt like everyone was staring at me.
That's rough. How about keeping your phone in airplane mode when going to the cinema? 2.
The power went off right in the middle of I Live Alone last night. Did that happen at your place too?
It did. Everything just shut down out of nowhere. I had to finish the episode on my phone. 3.
Have you seen our son? I can't find where he went off to. He's getting harder to keep track of now that he can walk.
Last time I saw him, he was heading towards his room. Maybe he's hiding in the closet. Cases in point.
My wife and I have been married for almost 8 years now, and the entire family has gotten pretty close. My brother-in-law's wedding was last weekend, and he asked both me and my wife to sing a song for him during the ceremony. He also had some of his close friends come up and perform this surprise dance. He looked a bit nervous, but everything went off without a hitch. Everyone loved our song and the dancing. The food was great, and except for some older relatives who drank a bit too much, everyone had a good time.
Day 40. Go on.
김재우의 영어 관찰 일기.
What's going on out there? What's all the ruckus?
I read online that there's an international street food festival going on downtown. Feel like going out tonight?
You haven't been on good terms with Barry for days, and I can't let this go on. What do you think about moving to a new team?
When my family gets together, my uncle goes on and on about his travels, sometimes repeating the same stories. It's exhausting.
Exactly at sunset, the street lights automatically go on.
Go on.
요약.
1. I have a lot going on at work and with the kids these days. That's why I haven't been able to hit the gym. 2.
I see the boss is still giving you the cold shoulder. This has been going on for weeks now, right?
3. You've been going on for a while. Why don't we give someone else a chance? 4.
This app on my phone controls my smart home. I set up everything to go on at the same time in the morning.
Small talk. 1.
What's going on with you these days? I haven't been able to get a hold of you.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've been taking classes during winter break and barely have time to check my phone. 2.
He's been treating you terribly. You can't let this go on any longer. Stand up for yourself and let him know he can't treat you like that.
I know, but it's so hard. I don't even know where to start. 3.
I was so surprised when I talked to Sarah yesterday. I asked her what sports she liked, and she suddenly got so talkative.
Yeah, she is normally so quiet. But when it comes to sports, she can go on for hours. Cases in point. Recently, I've been watching this new show on Disney Plus to study English. But honestly, it's gotten a bit frustrating. I'm the type who can't move on unless I understand every single word. But one of the characters is so difficult to understand. I just can't make out what's going on whenever he comes into the scene. He's so sarcastic and funny too, so it's hard to even figure out what he means through context. Studying shouldn't be this stressful, and so I've been thinking about switching to a different show. I hate to give up, but I don't know how much longer I can take that one character.